Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a topic that so many people are curious about. How in the world do you finance a property purchase in Spain if you're not a resident? You know, the dream of a place in the sun is one thing, but figuring out how to actually pay for it, that's the real challenge.
And believe me, this isn't some niche fantasy. Just take a look at this number from our example year of 2025. International buyers were behind almost 100,000 property purchases. That is a massive signal of just how strong this dream really is.
So that brings us to the big question, right? The one you're probably asking yourself whether you're thinking about investing, retiring, or just starting a new life. How does the mortgage process actually work for someone who isn't a resident? What do the banks care about? And what are the real rules of the game?
Okay, let's get into it. To really get a grip on this, we first need to understand the market itself. And let me tell you, it's anything but slow.
The official stats show a super active, really competitive environment. I mean, sales are hitting levels we haven't seen since way back in 2007. So what does that mean for you? It means that being prepared isn't just a nice idea. It's absolutely crucial if you want to navigate this market successfully.
Now, here's something that trips a lot of people up, but it's super important to get right from the start. See, the official sources often talk about foreign buyers, which is based on your nationality. But that group includes people who already live and pay taxes in Spain. The term that really matters for a mortgage is non-resident. That's someone whose tax home is outside of Spain. Getting that distinction is key because the rules that apply to you depend on it.
All right, let's shift gears and talk about the legal stuff, which, thankfully, is actually very clear. The whole system is built on three core ideas. Three pillars, if you will, and they're all designed to protect you, the borrower, and make sure any loan is a safe debt.
Think of it like this. Your mortgage application has to pass through three official checkpoints, or filters. Every single application goes through them. It's a very methodical process, not just a roll of the dice.
So first up, solvency. Here's the main point. The bank is evaluating you, not just the property you want to buy. They need to get a full picture of your finances, your income, where it comes from, what debts you already have, to make sure you can comfortably handle the loan for the long haul.
Next is transparency, and honestly, this rule is a total game changer. It gives you a mandatory 10-day cooling-off period. That's your time. Time to read the fine print, to compare different offers, and to make a calm decision without anyone breathing down your neck. It's a really powerful piece of protection for you.
And the final pillar is the valuation. This is a big one. This isn't just the bank's opinion or what the seller is asking for. No, this has to be done by an independent, government-approved company. This makes sure the loan is based on a totally objective, legally sound assessment of what the property is actually worth.
Okay, so we've got the rules of the road down. Now let's take a look at who's actually out there buying property in Spain. The data paints a really interesting and diverse picture.
So, looking at our hypothetical data for 2025, you can see a pretty clear and consistent trend. British buyers are still leading the pack, with German and Dutch buyers right behind them. This isn't new. It just shows those deep, long-standing connections with the Spanish property market are still going strong.
And what's really cool is when you dig into why all these different nationalities are buying. It's not just one story. For French buyers, it's often about how close it is. For Moroccan and Romanian buyers, it's tied to these big, established communities that are already here. For others, it's all about tourism and culture. It's a true melting pot of motivations. All right, now check out this number. In our hypothetical year, that's how many mortgages were granted to foreign nationals. Not just property sales, we're talking actual mortgages. And get this, that's the highest number on record.
And that number? It proves something huge. Getting a mortgage as a non-resident isn't some weird, rare thing. It's a big and growing part of the market. Spanish banks are clearly open for business and are actively financing international buyers, as long as they pass those three legal filters we talked about.
Okay, so let's get down to the most practical part, the stuff you really need to know. How do you actually build an application that gets a yes? What does it take to get that approval? At the end of the day, your success really just boils down to telling a clear and convincing financial story. The bank is basically asking you four things. Can you prove where your money comes from? Can we understand your existing debts? Have you thought about the risk if your currency drops against the euro? And finally, is all your paperwork perfectly organized and ready to go?
And this brings us to what is maybe the single most important piece of advice in this whole explainer. Don't go fall in love with a property and then try to figure out the money. It's the other way around. The best applications start with getting your financial house in perfect order first. That is the bedrock of your success. So, when you put it all together, the opportunity in Spain is very real. The legal framework is clear and designed to be fair, and the banks are definitely lending. The system works, which really just leaves you with one final question to think about. Is your financial story organized, documented, and ready to be told?